Hello bookworms! Today I'm going to be doing another news and stuff video. So I know that I said that I was not going to be doing like 2 videos a week, but Andrew and I are taking a couple of days off of work because he had some vacation days that he was going to lose if he didn't take them. So I am actually going to be posting 2 videos this week and 2 videos next week. So those are kind of like bonuses for you, but I've been really enjoying filming again, so I'm excited to talk about more news stuff. So as always, I'm going to split things up. First, I'm going to talk about special editions. There will be timestamps below if you want to skip that section and move right into general book news. I'm also going to talk about some adaptations, and I'm also going to talk about just some fun kind of like fandom news. First up, I'm so excited that we are getting a new illustrated edition of The Hobbit. This is going to be published by HarperCollins, and the design of the book is in the same vein as The Lord of the Rings and The Silmarillion, which we got over the last 2 years. They haven't actually revealed what the sprayed pages will look like yet on The Hobbit, though I am hoping that it will be more beautiful elvish. I can show you the Lord of the Rings and the Silmarillion ones because I have them right here with me. So this was the Lord of the Rings, and then these were the pages, and this is the Silmarillion, and then these were the pages on that one. So the cover of The Hobbit is like a beautiful forest green, and then my guess is that the pages could be a like royal blue to match the mountain in there. They do seem to do the pages to match the title font on the book. However, I don't think that they're going to do white pages on this one. I think that would be kind of boring after seeing how pretty these ones were. And The Hobbit's going to come out on September 19th. Next, the Broken Binding will be doing an edition of Sons of Darkness. This is by Gaurav Mohanty, and it's an Indian fantasy. It's been described as being good for fans of Game of Thrones. This, I believe, was indie published and hasn't really been widely released in the United States, but it has really great reviews on Goodreads, so I think I'm going to take a chance and order this one. It sounds very interesting. The Broken Binding is also doing an edition of The Malevolent Seven by Sebastian de Castiel. Another beautiful edition from The Broken Binding. Love the pages. And next, both The Broken Binding and Illumicrate will be reprinting their editions of Roots of Chaos by Samantha Shannon. Both of these sets sold out in like record time. I think this was like the quickest set that The Broken Binding ever had sell out. It was like within 2 minutes. I don't know how I got so lucky to get a copy, but they will be reprinting them. Both sets, though, are going to be unsigned, so you'll still have a chance to have the beautiful book, but it won't have the author's signature. Then Fairy Loot announced that they're going to be doing a special edition of the Drowning Empire series by Andrea Stewart. I think the pages on these are absolutely phenomenal. They are just so pretty. But my one criticism is I think that the coloring on books 2 and 3 are just a little bit too similar for me. I would have liked to see one be maybe like a brighter hue of blue and the other one be more purple. They just look too close in color. I don't know if that's something that will be corrected or if it'll be more of a contrast in person when the physical set is actually created, because these are digital mock-ups. But for me, I think they're just too close in color. Then Illumicrate announced that they're going to be doing special editions for Lore Olympus volumes 3 and 4, and I've been basically just like waiting for this announcement because I really like their editions. They do gorgeous ombre pages, and these are the ones that I really want to add to my collection. I have Illumicrate for the first 2 volumes, and they kind of held back on doing volume 3 until volume 4 was coming out so they could do them at the same time. Illumicrate also announced Evernight, which is a new quarterly horror book-only subscription. This is also going to include paranormal and psychological reads. The first book will be shipping in July, and you can join the waitlist to be added to the subscription. I think this is a really good idea. I like that so many special edition book companies are branching out and making special editions for people who like genres other than fantasy. I think especially horror is a really good opportunity. We really haven't seen anybody do something like this before, or if they have, it's not something that's really in my wheelhouse. So it's not one that I'm going to be signing up for. However, I think there probably will be the odd book here and there that I'm definitely going to want to purchase. Then Kingdom Book Designs did the most beautiful edition of A Court of Thorns and Roses that I have ever seen. It is so Disney, like it just looks like something that you would find in Disney. It's like such a magical beautiful edition. I love all of the pink. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. However, just for the one book, it's $75. So it's not something that I'm going to be springing for myself. But if you happen to just love that series, I think this is one that you should check out. Barnes & Noble is going to be doing exclusive paperback editions of the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas. I think these are absolutely gorgeous, and it's also kind of amazing how many special editions Crescent City has gotten lately. Both Fairy Loot and Illumicrate have done them. There's the tour editions, there's the regular editions. I think that there are just so many editions of these books available at this point. And Fairy Loot's going to be doing a special edition of The Iron Vow by Julie Kagawa. This is the third book in the Evenfell series, which is a spin-off series to The Iron Fae. And lastly, in special edition news, Afterlight is going to be doing a mini box for Ali Hazelwood's upcoming release, Love Theoretically. I really like the blue on this edition. I have the rest of her books at this point, so I'm probably going to be buying this one as well. Future Kristen here, just adding in that literally while I filmed my video, 2 huge special edition announcements came out. The first one being that Owlcrate is going to be doing a Shadow and Bone trilogy collaboration with Leigh Bardugo. So they're going to be releasing the first 3 books in the Grishaverse. They're going to have completely redesigned covers. They're going to have reversible dust jacket illustrations, stenciled edges, which this is new for Owlcrate. They haven't really done stenciled edges before. And they are also going to have foil designs on the front and back of the hardcovers. There aren't any details yet for the sale dates or the artist reveals because there are going to be other things offered in the box. And also notable is that this is volume 1, and then they are also doing a volume 2 special edition for Six of Crows, and that one says it's planned for spring of 2024. And then the second, almost identical announcement is that LitJoy Crate is also doing special edition box sets in collaboration with Leigh Bardugo, but their volume 1 is going to be for the Six of Crows duology. So it's an annotated edition box set, and this one's going to be priced at $125, so definitely on the kind of pricier side. And for this one, we do have a sale date. Pre-orders for people who are subscribed to LitJoy Crate go on sale on April 19th, and for the general public, it's April 20th. The estimated ship date for these are fall 2023, and it looks like their Shadow and Bone series is going to go up for pre-order in winter of 2023 with an estimated ship date of spring 2024, and their King of Scars volume is going to be released in 2024 as well. These will have new custom covers, tip and art pages, custom end papers, handwritten annotations by Leigh Bardugo, a custom slipcase, and custom page edges. Then moving on to general book news. The first thing that I'm so excited about is we finally got a cover and a title for Travis Baldree's next book. It's called Bookshops and Bone Dust, and it is a prequel to Legends and Lattes, and I just, once again, am completely in love with the cover art. This is probably like my favorite type of cover art that I have ever seen. I tend to really like art that is more like old kind of looking fantasy, and this just like once again knocks it out of the park. And the little owl puppy on the cover, oh, I love it. This one's coming out on November 7th, which is just not soon enough. And then the one cover that I'm so excited about that I've literally been waiting to do this news video until I could talk about this here is that Subterranean Press released the new cover for Fonda Lee's upcoming book of short stories set in the world of the Greenbone saga. This is called Jade Shards. It includes 4 prequel short stories that delve into the histories of the Call families and the Ayat families. The stories included are called The Witch and Her Friend, Not Only Blood, Better Than Jade, and Granddaughter Cormorant. And this one is limited edition. I think there's only like 1,250 copies. Subterranean Press sent out an email a couple of weeks ago for anyone who had ordered a copy of The Jade Setter of Janloon, which was Fonda Lee's other novella released within the Greenbone Saga world. So they gave those people the opportunity to order it first, and I obviously ordered that in a heartbeat. And they asked that no one share it publicly because they already had a cover reveal planned. So I've just been holding that in for like weeks, and it's been driving me crazy because I really wanted to talk about it. I think it's gorgeous. I really love this artwork, and I'm so excited to get my copy. Next, there is a graphic audio adaptation coming to Audible of Red Rising by Pierce Brown. That means that it is a full cast audio, and there's also lots of work put into the sound production, so like the music and the sound effects. It almost lets you feel like it's like a theatrical experience, but obviously without the images to go along with it. Part 1 launches on April 3rd, and then Part 2 will follow shortly thereafter. I believe Part 2 comes out in May. Then we got the cover reveal for Defiant by Brandon Sanderson. This is the final book in the Skyward series. It's book number 4. We also got a cover for the traditionally published version of Tress of the Emerald Sea that will be releasing in the UK. This one comes out on April 4th. I believe we got the US cover reveal before I started making videos again, but I'm just going to throw it up there so that you can see it because why not? Then we got the title reveal for the 3rd book in the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas. The next installment will be entitled House of Flame and Shadow, and I was not expecting it to have a purple color scheme. I really thought that it was going to be yellow and have them all be like primary colors, but I like the purple. I think it's very different. I believe this one is tentatively scheduled to come out in January of 2024. Then Christopher Paolini had a whole bunch of announcements, starting with his new book, Murtagh, which is a standalone set in the world of the inheritance cycle, and it takes place 1 year after the end of the original series. This one also comes out on November 7th, and then along with that, also on November 7th, Christopher Paolini will be releasing a new illustrated edition of Aragon. The images that they've released so far are absolutely gorgeous. I've actually never read The Inheritance Cycle, but it's one of those series that I really want to get to because it's like something I feel like I should have read as a child but just never got around to it. And Christopher Paolini has said that if the illustrated edition of Aragon does well sales-wise, then they will plan to release the rest of the series as illustrated editions as well. Then Victoria Schwab announced that there will be new covers coming for the paperback editions of A Darker Shade of Magic. So we have A Darker Shade of Magic, A Gathering of Shadows, and A Conjuring of Light. And these are so wildly different than the previously released covers. I personally don't really like these as much as I like the original ones. I think the original ones just tie into the books so much better because of the 4 different colored Londons, and it just incorporates only those colors. And these ones are so vibrant and just like not what I see when I picture that world. They will be hitting shelves in May, June, and July. And then we also got a cover reveal for the Fragile Threads of Power by V.E. Schwab, and this one will be coming out on October 3rd, which is exciting because we also got the release date. This is the series that follows the A Darker Shade of Magic series. It's called the Threads of Power series, so it's taking place in the same world. And I'm really excited to revisit these characters, but once again, I really don't love the cover. Then we got the UK cover reveal for Her Radiant Curse by Elizabeth Lim. I showed you the US one in my last news video, so now this is the UK one. I personally like the UK covers on these like so much better than the US ones, and Fairy Loot has done really beautiful editions of the previous books, so I'm really hoping that they will do an edition of this one as well. We also got a cover for Relics of Ruin by Erin M. Evans. Next, we got a cover reveal for part 1 of the graphic novel adaptation of Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger. I also don't really love this cover, and I think it's because I love the cover art on the books in the original series just so much, and the artwork is obviously a little bit different on these, so I'm not used to seeing that in this world. And I just think like the middle grade books have like their covers are just so much better. Next, there are art books that are being released for Elden Ring, and they look amazing. And Udon Entertainment is actually releasing a special edition that like, I think it's like a slipcase with hardcovers of both of the art books, because there's actually 2 art books coming out. There's like a volume 1 and a volume 2. They're coming out simultaneously though. And their edition is quite pricey, but really, really beautiful. Then Dark Horse Comics is going to be publishing a hardcover library edition of the Mighty Nine Origins. So this is going to group together the first couple of origin stories that they released, and those include stories for Jester, Yasha, Caleb, and Nott. There's also a Full Metal Alchemist 20th anniversary book manga coming out, and I'm really excited about that because I've been so invested in Full Metal Alchemist lately. This new book contains the complete collection of all of the short manga that was ever released for Full Metal Alchemist, including game tie-ins to never before seen tales in like Japanese guides. And it also includes a bonus new prose story. So very excited about that. Then there was a D&D Direct. So we got some news on upcoming books and stuff from them. Big B Presents Glory of the Giants has actually been pushed back and it'll now be releasing in Q3. I think it was actually supposed to come out like relatively soon, like potentially in like March or April of this year, but now we've got to wait a little while. We're also going to be getting Phandelver and Below, The Shattered Obelisk. And then there are 2 books coming out in Q4, and those include Planescape Adventures in the Multiverse and The Deck of Many Things. We also got a cover reveal for Loth's Warrior by Ari Salvatore. This is the 3rd and concluding book in the Way of the Drow trilogy, which is part of the super long-running Drizzt series, which I am very, very early on in, but immensely enjoying. D&D also teased a new Vecna design for 2024. They just kind of showed like a hand over the face, but the caption was related to Stranger Things, so it was clearly Vecna. Then we got a cover for Foul Heart Huntsman by Chloe Gong. This is the next book in the Foul Lady Fortune series. We also got a cover for He Who Drowned the Worlds by Shelley Parker Chan. This is the conclusion to the Radiant Emperor duology, and it's coming out in August of 2023. Then Orbit announced that they acquired These Deathless Shores by P.H. Lowe. This is a Peter Pan-inspired fantasy debut that is a gender-bent retelling of Captain Hook. It follows her origin story, and it's set in a world that is reminiscent of Southeast Asia. It says that it's perfect for fans of Jade City and dark fairy tales, which that's me. It says that the Lost Boys are grown up and are coming back because they want revenge, and this one's going to be coming out in 2024. We also got the cover reveal for From a Certain Point of View, Return of the Jedi. So they did one for A New Hope, and they did one for Empire Strikes Back, and now we're getting one for Return of the Jedi. These are anthologies that include short stories set during the story of the movies. This one has a really interesting lineup of authors. We do still have the usuals that we see publishing most of the Star Wars books that are being released these days, but then we're also getting stories from like Allie Hazelwood and Hannah Witten, so it's fun to see some new faces in there. Then Orbit also announced that they acquired the False Goddess trilogy. This is by Amy Liao, and it's an explosive new political fantasy trilogy. And Allison Taft announced that she'll be publishing her first adult fantasy book. It's called A Dark and Drowning Tide, and it's going to be published by Del Rey. This one takes place on a natural history expedition in a world full of folkloric creatures. It's full of dark whimsy, dangerous magic, and very badly misbehaving nobles, and there's also some type of murder mystery. Then we got the UK paperback cover reveals for The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. There are actually 2 different editions, so you can see both of them here. They're both really pretty. One of them is the Fox edition, and the other one is the Archer edition for the main characters. Then very exciting news for Leigh Bardugo fans. Leigh just signed an 8-figure multi-million-dollar deal with Macmillan, who is the publisher of her Shadow and Bone books. This new deal includes a slate of new projects to be published across many of the different imprints at Macmillan. So there's a variety of ages, formats, and genres. The deal includes Flatiron Books, which is where Leigh publishes Ninth House, Roaring Book Press, and also First Second, which is a graphic novel imprint. There are no details about any of the books yet, except for the fact that the first one's going to be coming out in 2024. Then Orbit also acquired The Phoenix Keeper by S.A. McLean. This is a queer debut romantasy standalone. It's set in a magical zoo, and it's following the rivals to lovers extremely slow burn romance between a socially anxious Phoenix Keeper and a hotshot Griffin Keeper. This one's coming in summer of 2024. Then Daphne Press announced that they acquired a new fantasy duology by Elizabeth May. She's the author of those Scottish fairy books. They were a lot of fun, so I'm interested to see what she's writing next. The first book's called To Cage a God, and it's described as being for fans of Shadow and Bone and Monstrous. And lastly, we got a cover reveal for Cassiel's Servant by Jacqueline Carey. This book is a return to the realm of Terra Derange. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And it's coming out on August 1st. Then moving on to movie news, adaptations, and some fandom things. From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout is being adapted by Amazon Prime to be a streaming show. So far attached to the project is Anne Kofel Saunders, who's known for Star Trek Discovery, Battlestar Galactica, as well as The Boys. Then I was really sad to hear that Patty Jenkins's Rogue Squadron movie has been permanently canceled. It was supposed to be an upcoming Star Wars film. I was really excited for that one. But I kind of anticipated that since we hadn't really heard too much about it and it's been a while. It also seems like Star Wars has canceled Kevin Feige's film. And it also seems like one of the only Star Wars films that was previously announced that's still in development is Taika Waititi's project. But I'm sure that we're going to get more Star Wars news within the coming days because Star Wars Celebration starts on April 7th, and that's usually when they make the bulk of their announcements. Then Wraithmarked is going to be launching a Kickstarter soon in collaboration with Travis Baldree, and this is for enamel pins based on Legends and Lattes, as well as signed and foiled bookmarks, and they're so cute. I am totally backing this one, even though I don't really use enamel pins, but they're just adorable, and I love that Thimble has his own pin. I signed up to find out when the Kickstarter launches, so you can do that as well. I don't have a date yet. Then also as part of that D&D Direct, they announced that D&D Minecraft is coming in spring 2023, so very soon. And they also announced that Joe Manganiello's D&D documentary is going to be coming in 2024, and it uses dozens of interviews and over 400 hours of never before seen archival footage. I'm personally so excited for this to come out. I would love to see this history of D&D, and I know that Joe is such a huge D&D fan, so I feel like he's a really great person to be spearheading this project. And then also along the lines of D&D, Rock Love announced that they're going to be releasing more D&D jewelry. They haven't teased any of the designs just yet. They'll be coming right after the movie comes to theaters. So I expect to see something within the next week or so. I just really want them to make a druid necklace already. Oh, it was also just announced that Hyde by Kirsten White is being adapted as a horror drama for Peacock. This is brand new news, no information at all yet beyond that. I didn't hear the best things about that book, but it has such an interesting premise, so I feel like if done well, it could be a really great adaptation. And then lastly, Elhofer Design has announced that they are going to be coming out with the most beautiful Hobbit vests ever, and I am just in love with them, and I want every single color. They're absolutely perfect. I love the leaf design in the cable knit of the sweater, and it's just beautifully crafted, supposedly extremely soft, and they just did a photo shoot for them, so they should be going up for pre-order really soon, and I know I'm getting them all. They're so cute. So that's everything that I have to talk about today. Let me know what you are most excited about. I feel like this news video was a little bit on the longer side, which is wild because I didn't wait that long between news videos, but here we are. I don't even think I could pick a thing I'm most excited for because there was so much good stuff in this one. But that's all that I have for this video, so I will see you guys soon in a new one. Bye!